let's get on our premium members, if you will, which is our students. Okay. All right. So now you can go to unauniversity.com. All right. And so here, this is where you will find our classes for this winter 2025. So I'm going to get into the classes for this season. So for those of you all, once again, who are interested in joining the UNA University, let me say this again. Class starts January 13th, 2025. January 13th, 2025. If you're interested in enrolling, we need you to come to the site, unauniversity.com, or leave your name, number, and email in the inbox so that we can get to you. Name, number, and email in the inbox so that we can get to you, because we're enrolling now. We will start on the 13th of January, and we want to see you face in the place. All right, so let's get to it. First class, which is going to be our Monday class from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is going to deal with self-mastery. Now, one of the things that we have to understand, and I get it, in this society, people are desperate. We don't have money, and this is scarcity, and this is this. When you have self-mastery, that is not your story, period. When you have self-mastery, all of these issues that are coming up, all of this fear-mongering that is coming up, that is not your story, all right? So you got to recognize that the real wealth is within you, and you got to know that. One of the things you'll hear people saying, we Christians, and God is great, and all the time, God is good. And okay, listen, if you know that, then stand on it. If you know that, because people say that and they're giving this lip service, but here in self-mastery, we're walking the talk. So when you get to that point, when you walk the talk, there's certain things that don't come out of your mouth. There's certain things that don't enter into your mind, because you know God is good all the time, and all the time, what? God is good. Well, then know that and walk it. That's what self-mastery is about. We get into understanding, again, I'm going back into this, universal laws, because I talked about the hierarchy of laws, but universal laws, what is this about? Really walking this, because when you know these laws and you really understand what's going on with the universal laws, you got a different walk, you have a different talk. And so this is why it's important to understand self-mastery, because when you are master of self, then all of this fear-mongering, that goes out the window. Okay, so self-mastery. All right, you can get these hierarchy of laws in when you get the beginner law book. Either you can get the eBook or you can get the physical copy, and we'll send a copy of these to you. But understanding these, the hierarchy of laws. As a sovereign, you're here. As a citizen, you're sitting as a slave. A sovereign is a master of self. Please don't let people call you a sovereign citizen. First of all, I need y'all to understand that term sovereign citizen is what they use a terrorist. That's what that means. And so you don't want to let them call you that. Okay. Let's be clear. A sovereign citizen is really somebody who thinks they have authority that they don't. That's the cops. The cops are sovereign citizens, and these judges, they're sovereign citizens, that they're doing things and they really don't have authority to be doing the things that they're doing. Those are sovereign citizens. Now, when you are acting as a sovereign or standing as a sovereign, you have to have mastery of self. And what does that mean? When we're going back to the universal laws, a lot of times people don't understand why energies come upon them. They think that things are happenstance. And when you know these universal laws, you'll know that nothing is happenstance. When you understand the universal laws, then what you'll see are energies. you'll see it like numbers, pretty much like the Matrix when that guy was like, oh, I just see numbers. There's a red dress, blonde hair. You'll get it because you understand the laws. So when you see an energy coming upon somebody, you'll know what you're looking at because you'll start to understand the language of the universe. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't understand that the universe has a language. And that's what self-mastery is. When you understand mastery of self, then there's certain things you don't need. For example, when you master self, you don't need a government. Let's be clear on this. So what happens is, because we have forgotten how to govern ourselves, a government had to step in to help you govern self. What is a government? Govern means to control. Ment means mind. Government means control of the mind, because you or the people forgot how to govern themselves. So when you don't govern yourself, then a government has to step in. And people talking, oh, what the popo? Let me be clear here about UNA University for the agents that are watching. UNA is not here to degrade or defeat the purpose of the beings that show up in this dimension. Whether it be some quasi-government, the cops, the popo, or nothing else. We respect your purpose. Do what you're supposed to do. The only thing we're saying is we're not willing to contract with you, period. That's what we're saying. Our purpose is to make sure we maintain our anonymity from you. All right? So the other thing is, when you do things that are against other people, then the universe is going to step in and create entities to control you. What does that mean? A lot of people are not getting this when they have somebody stealing something from them. They want to blame it on everybody else. And I get it. We haven't been taught these laws. If we had been taught these laws from the beginning, there's a lot of things that are in this dimension that would not be here. So when you are doing harm to others, you're stealing from others, you need to understand you can't steal from somebody without stealing from yourself. When you think nobody's watching, please know that somebody is always watching. I'm going to say this again because somebody's not getting it. When you think nobody's watching, please know that somebody's always watching. When you steal from somebody, you have stolen from yourself. So when somebody is robbing your house or doing these other things to you, please note it is an energy that you brought upon yourself. No, devil, that ain't right, because people just be out here stealing. Yes, because you be out here stealing. Mastery of self. When we really understand what's going on and what the laws are in this dimension, a lot of things will disappear that we don't even care to be here, because we will have mastered self. When you master self, the government has to disappear. Okay. The next class that we have is called tax credit. Tax credit. All right. What we're dealing with is, first of all, taxes and your credit. Now, when people hear about taxes, it brings some kind of scary energy. Oh, taxes, gotta pay. No, see, not with us. See, when we hear that word taxes, we think cha-ching. I need that to be made clear. Now, I don't speak about this side generally in the public, because when people come in, I need them to be coming into the university because they care to learn, period. I don't need you there because we need the money. The money is there. But if you don't change your mindset, then you can't see it. All right. So with taxes, we're going into what the laws are, what your rights are. We're going to show you. Not gonna just talk about it. I'm gonna show you in writing from the documentation of the federal side, and then help you to understand who it is that's actually taking money from you, what the difference is between a federal versus state. You got to know these things. Why? Now, I need to go into this because people want the money. Oh, we want the money, Diva. Where the money? Well, then what happens when the agents step up to you and they say to you, well, you know, fraudulent. I need y'all to understand these agents, listen, they will put you in a contract. And if you don't know who you are, they're going to have you jacked up because you're going to sign a contract that you're not supposed to be signing. You don't have to sign because you don't know who these people are that are coming at you. You don't understand the lies. All right. Some people, by the way, are indoctrinated. They've been telling us the stuff for 30, 40, 50, 60, and then now you got to undo that and unlearn everything you've learned. You got to know who's who and what's what. If you don't, then somebody's going to get you into a contract and you're going to be blaming it on everybody else but yourself. So it's not about just having the money. Do you have the knowledge to hold on to it in so many different ways? One, do you understand who the agents are? Two, do you understand how to be a good steward of what's coming to you? Because we've helped people get hundreds of thousands, literally. Hundreds of thousands, literally. And if you don't know who you are and you are not a good steward, it's going to be gone. We've seen it. We don't care to have you in that position. So that's why we have, self-mastery and our spiritual side, because if you don't get the spiritual side first and all the spiritual side, oh, that's spooky. We're not talking to you because you're going to mess up. We're talking to people who really want to learn, who want to have knowledge of self and mastery of self. Because once you get all of the benefits and the resources that you're looking for, do you know how to handle yourself? Here's the other thing. 3, spiritually, are you intact? Because you know what they say money does. It only enhances who you already were. If you are somebody who is irresponsible, a loser, I'm going to use that term, then it's going to enhance that. If you are somebody who is a good steward of whatever you have, having the money is only going to enhance who you already are. So we're looking for people who are responsible, who walk in kindness, compassion, and love, honor, integrity, respect. Very important, because we need those attributes to be enhanced. Okay, so that's the tax side. Credit. We're dealing with what your credit score looks like, cleaning it up, enhancing that, showing you how to leverage things using your credit. So we learn how to walk on the private and the public side, both. No, they don't mix. You don't want to mix them. But when you want to walk on the public side, do you know how to walk? When you want to walk on the private side, do you know how to walk? On the public side, when we're looking at credit, all of these, any kind of report, credit report, criminal report, what are the driving report? Those are reflections of who you are on a spiritual level. People don't get it. Nah, they picking at us because we's black people. No. When we're looking at credit, your credit score is telling whether or not you are responsible, whether or not you honor your word. Do you honor your word? That's what it's saying. So when you see a lower credit score, you're looking at somebody who said that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna sign my name and I'm gonna do this, but then you didn't do what you agreed to do. But it's fraud. They's fraudulent. Yes, they are. Yes. And let me tell you something. One of the things that we learn how to do in UNA, we learn how to count. That's part of what this tax program is. We learn how to count. What does that mean? Count. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. No. See, they didn't teach you how to count. You need to learn how to count like the Jews count. Yeah. Because this is how we count. Well, one for me and one for you. And one for me and two for you. And then three for me. And that's how you count. But Jews don't count like that. No, they count like this. They go, oh, one for me and one for you. And one for you. And then 1, 2 for me. And 3 for you. And 1, 2, 3 for me. 4 for you. And 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. Y'all didn't learn how to count. Every $1 you think you received, somebody stole 11. You gotta learn how to count. But getting back to the whole credit deal is that when you say you're going to do something, when you write your name, you know how they say, my word is bond? Well, your signature is bond. It's bonding you to whatever this agreement is that you've made. Did you honor what you said you would do? And if your credit score is not good, then it's saying that you're not honorable. When you change who you are, your credit score will reflect that. Yes, there's fraud going on, but that doesn't negate the fact that you agreed to do something. Now, if you're wanting to come out of the whole agreement, as we show our students, you got to go through it on a legal level. You got to fight them legally to come out of the contract, or you can honor your word and come out even better. This is why you learn with the tax side. You learn how to count like the Jews. You got to learn how to count. If you don't listen, this is what I'm saying. When you understand the game, then you're not upset about, oh, well, there's fraud going on. Because here, I'm going back to these rules again, universal laws. All right, everything has duality. Where's that down here? Polarity, duality, universal law of polarity. Everything has duality. What does that mean, Diva? Well, if somebody's throwing something at you, every dirt that somebody tries to bury you with, you brush it off your shoulder and you step up on it. Everything has duality. That same dirt they trying to use to bury you, when you learn what it is, when you gain knowledge, you step up on it and then use it to elevate yourself. Birth certificate, Social Security card, debt, traffic ticket, all of those are assets. These so-called taxes, you don't look at it like that anymore. You start to learn that everything has duality and you can use it to your advantage. The same thing that somebody's trying to use to keep you down, you use that same item or element to uplift yourself. Laws of duality. Everything has duality. So when you start talking about credit now you're not having credit's coming. No, because when you change this in here, when you change your mind, your credit is going to reflect it. It's going to automatically reflect it. So those are our classes for this season. Going back to it, self-mastery and tax credit. We got some powerful classes always. This season is going to be a lot of fun. So once again, if you're interested in being a part of UNA University, we want you to go ahead and find us on unauniversity.com, okay? And let's get you enrolled in class starting January 13th. UNA University. Let's go.